New at 6, scientists have recently discovered a unique phenomenon that can happen on the lake. Meteorologist Ed Russo is here with us, and Ed, this is pretty rare though.
Yeah, Jennifer, it has only happened a handful of times over the past 100 years that scientists know of. While this spectacle is a sight to see, it's also a Great Lake danger. July 4th, 2003. A day filled with fun and family memories at the beach. Quickly changed. 7 people lost their lives in Lake Michigan, all in an 8-mile stretch of beach from Warren Dunes State Park south to Harbert. An entire year's worth of drownings in one day. Originally thought to be rip currents, now experts are leaning towards something far more powerful, something similar to a tsunami. Tsunamis are often driven by earthquakes, which causes enormous energy to spread out in the form of waves. These waves travel quickly and are incredibly large. But what occurred at Warren Dunes in 2003 didn't come from an earthquake.
In the Great Lakes, we have a similar effect, only instead of being driven by earthquakes, it's driven by meteorology, hence the word meteo-tsunami.
Eric Anderson is one of the lead scientists studying the meteo-tsunami phenomena at the Great Lakes Environmental Research Laboratory in Ann Arbor.
So it's driven by something like a thunderstorm. If that thunderstorm has just the right conditions, it can create one of these waves.
One of the most recent meteo-tsunami events happened on April 13th in Ludington.
All of a sudden, my daughter calls and says, "Get down here. The break wall's underwater." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." I pull in, and the break wall's underwater. And I'm like, "Oh, my God."
This video, taken by Amy McLaughlin, shows the Ludington Pier submerged as the meteo-tsunami roars ashore. Shortly beforehand, almost the entire pier was exposed. Within minutes, the water level rose 10 feet.
When it washed up the beach and broke the doors open on that one building, yes, it sucked that chair. To witness it was off the chart. Awesome.
This photo, taken by Amy's mother Debbie, shows one of the chairs from that building floating like a toothpick. Debbie says the wave came and receded at least 7 times. It caused damage along the beach and destroyed many docks in marinas further north in Manistee. Most of what we see on Lake Michigan are called wind waves. They're generated by wind and have a relatively small wavelength, up to 100 feet or more. Wavelength is the distance from one wave to the next. When you're in water, the wave hits you and then passes. Here's what makes a meteo-tsunami so dangerous. They can have wavelengths up to several miles or more and travel very quickly. So when the wave arrives, it just keeps coming and coming, inundating the coastline and obliterating property.
You do have a sudden change in water level. Oftentimes these look like a very quick flood and then retreat of water. And that's a lot of water coming in and out that can cause things like strong currents that can put lives in danger.
Meteo-tsunamis are rare. Records show the most recent example in Ludington last April. The Warren Dunes incident 15 years ago that killed 7. An occurrence in Chicago back in 1954 that killed 8, and another July 4th incident in Grand Haven in 1929 that killed 10. The water in the Grand Haven incident rose suddenly 15 to 20 feet. There are 2 elements in meteo-tsunami formation. The first, a rapid pressure rise, and that pressure pushes down on the lake, creating waves, much like dropping a penny into water, and what do you get? Rings spreading out from the center. Same concept here. The second ingredient are thunderstorms moving across the lake at 65 plus miles an hour, and the speed of the thunderstorms has to match the speed of the water wave created by the pressure rise. Those ingredients synced up perfectly in Ludington. This is a radar image of the line of storms that caused that event. Fortunately, it was a cold day, so when the wave arrived, the beach was largely empty.
I can't even tell you. To see that much water move at the same time and do what it did, we were really lucky that day that nobody's on that break wall, because there's people out there all the time. If this happened in the summer, people would have died that day.
And that's in part why scientists from NOAA and its partners are implementing a meteo-tsunami warning system. These sensors are being installed all around the Great Lakes and will detect rapid changes in atmospheric pressure, one key ingredient in the formation of meteo-tsunamis.
Now, Ed, as you pointed out in your piece, I mean, these are pretty rare, but how worried should we be about them?
Well, I don't think too worried, especially with the warning system that's being put in place. They're taking proactive measures, but all the ingredients have to come together And not only do they all have to come together, they have to come together at the right time. Blizzard of 78, all the ingredients have to come together at the right time, which is why we don't see things like the blizzard of 78 very often. The same case with meteor tsunamis, but when they have happened in the summer, they've always been associated with the mass casualty incident, which is why the warning system is valuable, and over the next
certainly needed.
And over the next couple of years, hopefully will be fully implemented.
So interesting.
Yep.
Ed, thank you very much.